Hi everyone, this is Dan, and this is the new Teen Titans Volume 7. And today we're going over the Judas Contract Book 2, which is officially Tales of the New Teen Titans, issue number 43. Not to be confused with the New Teen Titans, which ended several issues ago, unless you're talking about the two different versions that are out there. All that matters is this is the Judas Contract Book 2, Betrayal. So again, we have a split cover, basically a preview of many of the scenes that occur in the book from different angles. I actually really like these cover designs by George Perez here. This is really cool. Also like the coloring scheme, just using single tone or just dual tone colors to kind of make all of them pop right here. Really, really nice. Anyhow, we jump into this. This opening right here is very similar to several different openings that George Perez and Marv Wolfman did during their run on the New Mutants. A lot of it is kind of like this constant sort of cut scenes, almost like storyboards in a way, but storyboards on purpose. In this case, you're seeing the wide shots right here. So last issue, you saw the vertical panels, which are more common of the old style of comic books, especially from the 80s. Here you're seeing more of the modern style right here, which Marv Wolfman and George Perez did appreciate and did use every once in a while to good effect. They didn't overuse them like current modern comics, but just to kind of show you right here. And Robin is typing in his office. Actually, it's not really Robin, it's just Dick Grayson right now. He actually recently retired from the New Teen Titans. And in comes the Terminator, aka Death Stroke. And he breaks through the window and immediately shit talks Dick Grayson, immediately calls him Dick Grayson and alludes to him being Robin, as if he already knows that Robin is Dick Grayson. Though, to be honest, in this universe, I don't know how that's hard to deduce, considering Robin's costume doesn't cover that much of his identity, I guess. And, Deathstroke proceeds, or Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, proceeds to whip the living shit out of Dick right here, giving him the ass whipping of a lifetime before Dick decides to make a courageous retreat into a garbage can. And Deathstroke proceeds to chase after him through Central Park. In the background, you have this lady right here who is to be revealed later, and her son Joseph, who were sort of introduced in the previous issue, and they are tailing after Slade Wilson and the Teen Titans. So Deathstroke chases him into Central Park, where there's a marathon going on, and lucky for Dick Grayson, he's able to kind of hide in the crowd since he's in plain clothes. And Deathstroke has an uncharacteristic screw-up of not being able to find him. Which then kind of sets the events in motion for Robin to sort of backtrack and try to figure out, well, if I got attacked and my identity was revealed, chances are everyone else's identities have probably been compromised if he knows mine, right? So he goes back to the apartment that Starfire and Wonder Girl are living in, and much to his surprise, he finds the place absolutely destroyed. And here we get a flashback of what happened with Coriander. Very, very sad. Basically, the Deathstroke disguised a gift from Robin to her, which ended up being a big plasma explosion, which knocked her out. So he ends up trying to find the rest of the crew and goes over to Wonder Girl, Donna Troy's development office. So this is where she develops her photos. For those of you who know, like, how old school photographs were created, you had to go to a dark room and work under like a different lamp and stuff. I swear to God, I've been in one of them. I'm still pretty young, but I do faintly remember how photographs were made in the old days. And basically, he's able to deduce. This is kind of turning into a detective issue right here. He's kind of be able to deduce that Donna Troy was essentially poisoned in her photography development lab, and he goes over chasing, and now he's really peeved and really disturbed about what's going on, because pretty much all the Teen Titans are getting tracked down and caught, and essentially have gone missing. Right? He doesn't know if they're dead or alive. So he goes to Victor Stone's apartment. So this is Cyborg's apartment, and he finds that his chair has been rigged to basically be an electrocution trap. So Victor's been, and here you get a flashback of what happened. Victor gets shocked unconscious, which is pretty devastating for a cyborg. And he ends up at this point, deciding to head back to Titan Towers, despite the risk of being ambushed there, because it's the most logical place to attack the Teen Titans. Nothing like a big fucking T on Liberty Island to make you think that's probably where the Teen Titans are at. When he gets there, he sees a massive column of Earth, and both Raven and Terra are missing. And at this point, he's thinking all of the Teen Titans have been taken out except for him. And he's trying to figure out how is it possible that they defeated Raven and Terra. And that's when this lady finally reveals herself. This is Adeline, and this is her son Joseph. And she finally lets him know what all of us, the reader, have known for like many, many issues before this, that Terra is a traitor, right? So we get a flashback here that shows how Terra defeated Raven. Essentially, she kind of disguised herself while Raven was meditating and was able to kind of get the jump on her and went full power and knocked her out. Great freaking panels, by the way. This is excellent. I love these panels as well. This like side-eye shot, the hands rotating right here, her freaking belt locking up. I never realized her belt glowed up like that. I didn't realize that detail was there. And her grabbing Raven's hair, she's unconscious. Terra really, really, really hates Raven. Because Raven's the only one who could definitely figure out who she was long before the rest of the Titans could. And if it wasn't for her problems figuring out her own shit, she probably would have revealed her earlier, right? And here, Dick, being kind of a dick, basically tells her all, oh, there's no way that's true. That's not possible. It's not possible. Kind of doing his own Luke Skywalker here. And she kind of lays down the facts and be like, are you sure? And he says, well, you know what? Logan or Gar might still be around. I'm going to go call him. So, and then we get the flashback right here. You got Gar's maid. Kind of tall, tough. Freaking George Perez, man. He knows how to make hot women just effortlessly. So we get a flashback of what happened to Gar. Basically, in probably the most freaking troll method possible, he gets a letter from a bunch of fans asking them to autograph a photograph and send it to him, right? And they provide all of the letters and the photographs and all the other stuff, right? So he goes over and basically signs all these photographs, letters them. And of course, like if you've ever handled an envelope, a lot of people will lick the envelope to seal it, right? So he licks all these envelopes without realizing that they've been poisoned, and he freaking falls and shits the bed right here. And here's Deathstroke playing Glorious Adults, which is just the Comics Code Authority translation of fucking dumbass. So at this point, he gets no call back from Gar, and it's pretty obvious that this lady was actually speaking the truth. And she reveals an interesting tidbit right here as far as why she is chasing down Dick and also Deathstroke, and that is because Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, the Terminator back in these days, was her husband. And we get a nice little epilogue right here where we show Hive's headquarters in the Rocky Mountains. Apparently it's like freaking NORAD or something out there. and they show all of them and their hoods and everything. And here on the screen is Deathstroke pretty much telling him, the contract is completed. The Teen Titans are yours. And you're left kind of on a cliffhanger moving into book 3, where we go into the backstory of Deathstroke and Adeline and Joseph here, who, by the way, ends up becoming important, as you can see his costume right here. Very Lord of the Rings Hobbit looking, if I might say. Or even kind of like Lord of the Rings Conan looking. Yeah, I know, this is Jericho, but every time I see Jericho's costume, I'm always like, why does this not look very DC? This looks almost like fantasy, like Lord of the Rings or Conan. I wonder if George Perez wanted to just do Conan or something. Or maybe he wanted to go back and do like Archon the Conqueror. I should do that X-Men annual. That's a dope-ass annual. Anyhow, that's the issue. Pretty much hitting the climax right here. Book 2 is effectively the climax of the Judas contract. And it's, or actually I should say really kind of like the second climax, because book 3 ends up being sort of an exposition and build up into the showdown in the annual, which is book 4 and is the finale to the Judas contract. But yeah, overall, pretty exciting. We finally get to see how Deathstroke basically takes out the entire Teen Titans squad, and Terra kicks the shit out of Raven. Very unexpected, considering Raven has been almost invincible in a lot of these issues going on here. But anyhow, let's get to the art. So again, like I said in the previous video, I'm just doing studies for George Perez. Mainly because I don't have a lot of time, and also because I'm running out of ink and I'm waiting for like ink supplies to come in. So you can see here, this is like a study of the first fight scene here between Grayson and Deathstroke right here. So I was mainly looking at the figures and sort of the dynamic sort of way that he poses the characters in this this scene right here. It's pretty cool. You can see the sort of elongated stretch here with Dick Grayson, and the sort of controlled retraction right here that Deathstroke has. I kind of like this. I know it's like you read the comics and they're always calling him Terminator, but I could see why they went over to Deathstroke, because Terminator, especially with the Terminator movie, is like, doesn't work so well. This is great. I exploded a thin panel of Starfire when she's reacting to the present from not from Dick Grayson, but the fake present from Deathstroke. I thought this panel was really, really good in the book. I love it when characters emote a lot in comics. I think it's really important to be able to create facial expressions that show all manners of emotion, just because it really sells the story better when you can do that. It's actually more important than really even the backgrounds in this particular issue. I mean, it's George Perez. He draws amazing backgrounds. But yeah, I wanted to really capture that and blow it up some more. I actually drew Starfire pretty well in this one. I thought it was not bad. And then this one was another scene that I really liked, where Terra basically has defeated Raven and conquered her, and she's grabbing her by her hair. I always thought this was a nice touch by George Perez to have her just yank her by her hair. It kind of shows how little Terra thinks of Raven, or really how much she hates this character at the time being. But yeah, no, there's the study right here. Just some fun pencils. Again, there's not going to be complete art for this run. For those of you guys who are fans of that, sorry. I'm kind of just trying to learn from something, and then really there's no one, there's very few people better to learn from than George Perez, right? This guy is a freaking legend, and his art is just amazing. So this was a lot of fun to do, just to learn from and really try and understand a master's work right here. Anyhow, that's the video. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. If you got any comments on the Judas Contract Book 2, a.k.a. The Tale of the Teen Titans number 43, or this George Perez study that I did, leave it down below, and I will see you next time.